Yeah, no, obviously we've been working hard as a coaching staff, throughout the 4 weeks, just to make sure that we prepare a 50-man squad provisional list that needs to be submitted to FIFA on the 1st of April. And I must say that it has been a very tough task, to all of us as a coaching staff. And we've been monitoring players locally and players abroad as well. I've just returned from a tour from Europe today, and yeah, I've had meetings with a couple of players. I've had meetings with a couple of coaches with regard to Amajita preparation programs for the World Cup, and with regard to players' availability and in respect to their programs as well. And managed to watch few games as well. I was in Portugal, managed to watch players such as Kobamelo Kodisang at AD St. John's Football Club in Porto. And then, of course, I also managed to travel to the Netherlands, got an opportunity to monitor our other players as well, in clubs such as Ajax, Amsterdam, and, of course, Utrecht, also in the Netherlands. And I must say that the communications are now going into advanced level, and the relationships are getting better in terms of cooperation. And then, of course, locally as well, we've been monitoring a lot of our players. In our SAB, ABC Motsepe leagues, of course, some of our professional players in the NFD and the PSL clubs. And this has been the collective work of the entire staff. Helman Kelele also monitoring some players, Tiro van Rooyen also assisting in monitoring some players as well. And we are looking forward to this World Cup, but also it has been a tough task to select the 50, but we are finalizing the 50-man squad, and it has to be submitted to FIFA this Monday. Yeah, of course, you look at, since we started the interprovincial tournaments in 2014, I think it has fast-tracked, the progress of our junior national teams, because having provinces to compete against each other, it helps the players to be identified. It fast tracks the selection from a scouting point of view. The best gets a chance to play against the best. And then, of course, national scouts can see players because talent is centralized. And this is the reason our Amajimbos under 17 have done well in COSAFA, AFCON, and of course qualifying for the World Cup in 2015. And then, of course, this has assisted Amajita a great deal, because we source a lot of players from SAB under 21 national championships and Burger King under 19 national championship. And you could see with the progress of the team in COSAFA, AFCON, and the FIFA under 20 World Cups. You look at the group first, we are drawn in a very good group. Portugal, Argentina, and South Korea. These are good teams that have been doing well, in the globe. And it's a good exercise for us to test ourselves against such opposition. And we've managed to be moving around. I watched 2 games, one under-19 match and one under-20 match where Portugal played their best squad in their preparation, and one could see that they would definitely face tough opposition. So we've been doing a lot of opposition preparation, opposition analysis. And then, of course, we are also looking at our preparation camp end of April, get our boys together and engage them against tough friendly games in Europe, and also possibly in Asia against countries such as Saudi Arabia, who are the current champion of Asia under 20 at the moment. And then, of course, the final preparations, we are looking at doing them in Poland, having scheduled friendlies on the 10th, the 15th, and the 18th of May. And one of the promising countries is definitely Uruguay, and of course Ukraine. So in our preparations, we're trying to get countries that represent the 3 continents that we are going to face, which is Asia, and Europe, of course, and then, of course, South America. So we're trying to reproduce what the players are going to face. And even in our match periodization, we just want to make sure that moving closer to the tournament, our players have to play tough games in every 2 days, so that they can use to the periodization that they are going to experience because of the physical demands of competing in the World Cup from a mental, physical perspective.